Welcome aboard the Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon podcast, where we're dedicated to helping first-time and experienced boat buyers find the right boat at the best price so they have years and years of boating fun because life truly is better on a boat. Today's podcast is sponsored by the Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon Toolkit, packed with inspection checklists, questions to ask private sellers and dealers, ownership calculators, how to sea trial a boat the right way, and much more. And it's all yours free at boatbuyerssecretweapon.com/toolkit. And the magic money saving method, the insider's way to getting the best deal on your new or used boat. Check out the video at boatbuyerssecretweapon.com/save. Now, let's hop aboard and have some fun. Welcome to the Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon series. I am your host, Captain Matt, and today we're going to talk about boat insurance basic, the 5 insider secrets to the best and cheapest boat insurance. I interviewed the president of a marine insurance company, and these were the pieces that he shared that were the keys to getting the best coverage at the cheapest price on your boat insurance. So I'm excited to get into this today. We're going to talk about coverages. We're going to talk about shopping. We're going to talk about how the insurance industry works. So stick around. It's going to be a great video. We're also brought to you by, as always, Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon Toolkit. The Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon Boat Buyer's Toolkit is designed to help every boat buyer, a new, used, doesn't matter what type of boat what your budget is. It's designed to ensure you find the right boat at the best price. There are checklists that will help you go through the inspection process, help you determine what's the right style of boat for you, how to do a demo the proper way with a checklist there as well, so you don't miss anything. You don't miss something that if you would have just done this maneuver, if you would have just checked this little thing, you could avoid making a mistake on both new and used boats. There's also an option to ensure that you get the absolute lowest price on your boat. You go to boatbuyerssecretweapon.com, you go to the toolkit section, you can request that for free, and you'll get all of the details. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's start with, there are 5 areas of coverage that you want to make sure that you have, because here is what makes insurance the most expensive is when you have a need, it doesn't have the coverage that you thought you had, that you hoped you had, or you wish you had had. This is a situation. I had a client years and years ago that bought a brand new low $40,000 pontoon, tri-toon from me, and they took the boat on their very first vacation. The first week they had it, took the boat day one before they even put the boat in the water. A drunk driver slammed into the back end of it on a trailer as it sat at their vacation rental and totaled their brand new boat. Now, they had, because they didn't take my advice and they got their insurance through another company, I believe it was their homeowners coverage, they had a book value policy. What that means is when they went to pay off that boat, they paid it off based on a depreciated value. Now, I'm going to encourage you to find somebody that does an agreed value price for your boat, which means that in a period of years, they will pay you back. If there is a catastrophe, a total situation, they will pay you the full value of what you paid for that boat. That's an agreed value. And over time, that may tear down, but there's an agreed value. It is not based on a depreciated value. So you want to ask the question, if there's a claim, how will you value my boat, my trailer, my motor? What value are you going to put towards that, and how will I be paid off if there's an unfortunate situation? And nobody plans on something happening to them. In the situation with the family I'm talking about, Ashley and Herb, they had, not only did they lose their boat for the whole vacation, they didn't have it, but their first boat that had only been out on twice was now totaled. Fortunately, we made them ride on their next boat and tried to do the best we could to avoid that gap in their coverage on their insurance. So agreed value versus book value. Next is parts and labor rate. What will they pay if you do have an issue? Let's say you hit an underwater obstruction and you tear up your drive, or you have some damage. Your bilge pump stops working, and you have some water gather in your engine compartment, and you have some issues there. There's a storm and a tree drops on your boat and something needs to be repaired. Well, if there's a claim, how much will they pay the shop to fix it? So there is every marine mechanic has a shop rate. They have an hourly rate that they charge in most situations. And when it comes to something like an issue and a claim for insurance, that's typically going to be done via an hourly rate because it's not a set. We're changing the oil and gear lube and impeller, which they may have a flat rate for. But this is a hey, we don't know what the issues are, so there's going to be an hourly rate charged. Some insurance companies, especially ones that aren't marine specific, will say, well, we're going to say that the hourly rate should be this because they're more used to auto mechanics, which there's more of them. They're more plentiful. There's less specific knowledge. Every engine manufacturer in the marine world has their own computers, has their own systems, their own parts, their own tools sometimes that are needed. In the auto world, hey, almost everything has a universal computer hookup that as long as you got the right program, you can access that, whether it's a Ford or a Chevy. Well, that's not the case with a Mercury or an Evinrude or a Yamaha. They all are different. So that shop rate that they pay may be much less than what your shop rate is in the place that you would like to take it, your preferred marine mechanic. Okay. So how much will they pay? And then who chooses the shop? Do they let you select the shop and pay their rate, knowing that it's their posted shop rate? So they're not doing any funny business, but who gets to choose the shop and how much will they pay that shop? The same thing for parts. Will they allow you to get OEM parts, original manufacturer parts? Are they going to require you to get the cheaper parts available, which may not be the most reliable, may not be the most long lasting, most durable, because they don't understand that the marine environment is much harsher, much more difficult than other environments that they are involved in, and they may go for the cheap parts. So parts and labor rate. How does that work? How will they pay it? Don't just get a quote and look at the dollar amount. Oh, this one's 500, that one's 400. I'll take the 400. Maybe that $500 premium is actually going to be cheaper in the long run if you do have an issue. Now, on the flip side, most marine insurance companies will actually have very competitive, if not more competitive rates. And I've seen situations where based on the boat, based on the operator, based on where it was being stored, that the marine insurance company not only had better coverage, paid the agreed rate, did the market labor rates, allowed OEM parts to be installed, and it was still cheaper than others that didn't have that same coverage. So make sure you're asked these questions. Salvage coverage. If your boat sinks, who will pay to clean it up? If your boat sinks, there's more to it than just getting the boat out of the water. In some areas, there's environmental cleanup costs that can be up to $10,000 or more, especially if you're at the coast. And some insurance companies will not cover that cleanup, again, because they're not marine insurance companies in most situations, and they don't even realize that's an issue in a lot of cases. So that can be a very, very expensive mistake on your insurance if you do have that unfortunate situation. And if you keep your boat on the water, it can happen. And again, it's not something you plan on, but it can happen and be very, very expensive. It takes a lot of years of saving $50 of savings to make up for one of these major mistakes. Towing reimbursement. If you need a tow, how much, if any, will they cover? And that is on a trailer as you're going down the road, and that is on the water if you have a breakdown, or if you have hit an underwater obstruction, or something happens on the water. How do they handle that? If you need a tow on the water, a tow, if there's not a friendly boater that's available to help you out, and you need to call somebody like Sea Tow or Boat US, Those can be up to $200, $300, $400, $500 depending on how far they've got to tow you, where they're going to stow you when you do get to a location that's safe. How much are they going to charge you if they're going to charge you something, and who's going to pay for that? On the road, hey, if you have a flat on the road and a single axle trailer, how are you going to move it to the next spot? Well, you don't want to just leave it sitting on the side of the road forever. You want to make sure that there's some sort of towing reimbursement and some way to keep your boat safe if there is an event like that. So ask that question. Next, the speed of approval. This is a major one to ask so that you don't lose out on boating time. If there's a claim, how quickly will they approve that claim so you can get back out on the water? For some insurance companies, they require a claims adjuster to go out and look at the boat and make a assessment of does it needs to be fixed. They may ask for the estimate first and then send an estimator out. And that can sometimes take weeks and sometimes months to determine whether it's approved or not. Some insurance companies, mostly marine insurance companies, will say, hey, if it's under $10,000, they'll have a number. If it's under this amount and it's from a certified marine technician, if it's from a real dealership, then we're just going to go ahead and do the work. They're the experts. We're the insurance company. If they say it needs to be done, they say it's that much, we're just going to approve it. They can get to work on it and they can get paid so you can get back out on the water quicker. Now, it's a minor thing, but if it happens, you could potentially lose a whole boating season because of back and forth with the insurance process, and you want to know how that works. And likely, I would encourage you to go with the company that has everything else and a reasonable amount for a quick approval process, because they know that the boating lifestyle and the boating season is short. So how do you get the cheapest insurance? We know how to get the best. So now we want to get the best policy possible for the cheapest price. So you want to look at your homeowner's provider. Your homeowner's provider may, it's unlikely, but they may have checked the right boxes as you look at those questions that you need to ask. More than likely, it's going to be a marine insurance provider that you tend towards. But even there, some marine insurance providers will specialize in certain types of boats. Some have a bigger appetite for boats in the coastal environment versus inland lakes. Some prefer inland lakes over the coast. Some prefer pontoons that go under 50 miles an hour. Others say, you know what, we specialize in high performance boats that can run 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. Some of them will do better on higher price boats. Some do better on lower price boats. So you want to check a variety of insurance providers. They are going to look at something that you may not be aware of. They're going to look at your driving record. If you have any DUIs or if you have major speeding tickets or other violations, you may pay a higher rate, a higher premium on your insurance, depending on the area that you live, if you're in a hurricane zone or not. If you store your boat on the water or on the trailer, they'll have different ways that they look at the risk there. And they're also going to look at the price of the boat, the type of the boat, and how fast the boat goes. So all of those areas are going to impact your insurance premium. You want to provide accurate information when you're looking for quotes, and then choose the one that gives you the best coverage at the best possible price. Again, we talked about getting multiple quotes and leaning towards the marine insurance providers. They are typically, versus going with your Allstate or State Farm, a marine insurance provider is typically going to have the best coverage, and like I said before, likely the most competitive rates as well. Not always, but likely they're going to have highly competitive rates. So check several quotes, check several providers to make sure that you're getting the best coverage that is the cheapest. There's no reason to overpay, but you don't want to save $50 and get caught with the major headache, roadblock, frustration that comes up if you do happen to have a claim. And in the boating world, they certainly can happen, and you want to be prepared for that and get the right coverage. The right coverage is key, and then getting the best price. So you can go to boatbuyerssecretweapon.com. There's a link if you're watching this video in the comment section that you can go and request a quote from different marine insurance providers. Find the best one for you. I'm not going to recommend a specific one, but you can find the one that makes the most sense for you and get that ready when you're ready to take delivery of your boat or buy your boat. So, as always, we're brought to you by Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon, Boat Buyer's Toolkit. You can claim your free copy right now at boatbuyerssecretweapon.com. There are several options to choose from to click that button and just put your information in. That is going to give you a wealth of value. The toolkit is going to have inspection checklists, demo checklists, tools to get the best insurance and the best financing if you're financing a portion of your boat. It's going to help you avoid any major mistakes, and it is a free download. When you get your toolkit, you'll also be given the opportunity to find out how to make sure you pay the least amount for your boat to get the absolute best price on the right boat for you and your family. That's available there, so I encourage you to take advantage of that. It will give you hundreds, likely thousands, and maybe even tens of thousands of dollars of savings. So you can grab that at boatbuyerssecretweapon.com. After you get your toolkit, you'll be given more information. Thanks a lot. And remember, life truly is better on a boat. It's time to pull up the anchor and run this podcast back to the dock. We'll be back again with another helpful and fun episode. If you'd like to be a guest on the podcast, visit us at boatbuyerssecretweapon.com/guest, and I'll help offer insights into your boat research and shopping experience. We'd also appreciate it if you gave the podcast a review on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, so we know how we're doing. It also helps others find us, which is a big help. You can also share with your boating friends and boating groups on social media. They'll certainly thank you. By the way, if you haven't already, be sure to grab your free Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon Toolkit with inspection checklists, questions to ask, calculators, how to sea trial a boat the right way, and much, much more. You can pick up your copy at boatbuyerssecretweapon.com/toolkit today. Already found the perfect boat and want to ensure you don't pay too much? Check out the magic money saving method at boatbuyerssecretweapon.com/save for a short video. And now a few first time boating tips for when you've bought your new boat. Number 1, at the boat ramp, prepare your boat, your gear, your guests in the staging area. Then head back down the ramp, unload, and head to the parking lot. Be courteous to your fellow boaters and don't tie that ramp up unnecessarily with things that should be done in the staging area. It'll make you a lot more boating friends. Number 2, this could save you an expensive ticket, and it's a personal pet peeve of mine. Boats do not have headlights. They have docking lights. They're specifically made for seeing in tight quarters and docking. Please, 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 please do not run your docking lights while running down the lake or the waterway. It will cause other boaters night blindness, and it can be very dangerous, and it's incredibly rude to those other boaters. Plus, as I said, it can land you with a very, very expensive ticket. Number 3, pay attention to your wake at all times. When maneuvering at slow speeds, you can put out an enormous wake. Be sure to be at idle speed, which is just in forward gear, to ensure there's no wake, no extra throttle. Again, this can save you a very expensive ticket, and it's courteous to your fellow boaters. Number 4, follow the maintenance schedule for your boat, changing the oil, the impeller, the gear loop, winterizing before the first major freeze if you freeze in your area, and checking your tires and your hubs and keeping those bearings greased. It will help you ensure that you don't experience an expensive and an unnecessary repair. Keeping up with that general maintenance will ensure that you have a much more fun and enjoyable boating lifestyle and have fewer problems that arise. Number 5, always double check your plug is in, that your battery is charged, and the fuel is full before heading out for a day on the water. Now, I know all of these from personal experience, and it's ruined the boating day every single time. So double check those things before you head out on the water, before you back down that ramp and go, and you'll have much more fun. And most important, have fun. Get out and enjoy your boat as often as you can, because as you know, life truly is better on a boat. Until next time, this is your friend in boating, Captain Matt.